speaker. There we go. Okay. Oh, I don't want to exit full screen. Okay, hold on. That's good. Okay.
Okay, here we go. And I think we are live. It says meeting is now streaming live on Facebook. Woo-hoo. I'm just making sure. Oh, here we are. We're here, Linda.
Hi.
Woo-hoo.
Woo.
Hey, everyone. And we have our wine. So cheers. Cheers. Happy Wednesday and happy Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving, right?
Yes.
Almost, right? Almost.
Yeah, we have a day and a half now, right?
Yes, we do.
So hi, everyone. My name is Eileen Carlucci. I know a lot of you know me, but I'm gonna introduce myself anyway. My name is Eileen Carlucci, Redesign Your Life Coach, and I'm here with the lovely and oh so fabulous Linda Sutter. And she is going to share some amazing things tonight. So I come on here every Wednesday at 7:30, and I interview women in business who started their own business. And the twist is they get to really share their redesign, their life reinvention story. So I've known Linda for a while. I've always admired her. She's into so much, and I'm going to share a lot more about her, and she's going to tell you all about her story. But first of all, I just want to say thank you for coming on, Linda.
Thank you for having me, Eileen. I'm so honored that you asked me to be on your show tonight, because it's just an honor, and I thank you for that.
I am so honored that you're here. So thank you. And like Linda, I'm telling you, her business I hope I say this right. I love the name. It's a kiss a hug, photos, event services, and marketing.
XOXO.
So, yes. And she does so much. I mean, it's all in one kind of realm, but there's so much in her business. So I'm going to let you share about your business, but basically, you know, has a photo business?
I do.
Yeah. So you can tell us.
You know, there was this huge push after COVID for so many brides, and I had over 25 weddings.
Wow.
And it was just very intense season from March to about October, the end of October. And I got to meet so many fabulous brides, but I will tell you, you know, my heart, your heart is also fashion. So not only do the weddings encompass a little bit of everything, I mean, you get catering, you get food, you get wine, you get floral designers, you get stylists, and the other part is the fashion. So a little bit about the fashion during COVID. I will say this fall, the trend that I saw, everybody was wearing burgundy. It was just like burgundy, 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 which is beautiful. I mean, everybody, but also it's not the same dress. It's all about making sure that your girls look good in whatever they want to, even though they all wear the same color. There is a trend to design the dress according to body shape, which I obviously appreciate, because not everybody can fit into the same designs or look fabulous in the same designs. So I will say the trend this year is to make all your bridesmaids look good and the design that they want to feel and love. And we have to embrace that as women, that not everybody is designed the same. So I do appreciate that. I also saw a lot of veils this season, long veils with lace, lots of very fitted dresses, but also long gowns with lots of lace, low cut. Lots of just like, not a lot of princess gowns. I had a couple this year, but I will say the trend is more fitted and lots of lace, and the veil is definitely back. And burgundy.
Wow. Well, you know, I have a bride to be, so I cannot wait to hear about, the trends and everything. So I'm excited that we're planning a wedding, and I know I've reached out to you to ask you questions. So thank you for your help on that. And so let's start, like, how did you get started in all this? Was there a time in your life when you went through, and you decided, I'm going to totally redesign my life? Or share with us your journey.
So sometimes we all go through different phases in our life. I mean, I was a stay-at-home mom, as many of us, and we have to appreciate those times, for about 7 years. And I feel like I was blessed with those times, but the marriage didn't work out. And so after that, you have to figure out, what is my next step? Everybody has to go back to work, to be honest. You have to be able to support yourself. You do. So I redesigned my life and decided I wanted to be involved in so many things with events. So I have a passion for fashion photography too. So I started a photo booth company. From there, the photo booth.
Right? You started that first, right? After your
Yes, I did.
divorce, you decided, okay, to start a business instead of going into the workforce, right?
I did. I decided when I had the blessings of
Mhm.
actually, because sometimes through redesigning ourselves with,
Okay.
I did have alimony for a while. Doesn't
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
forever, ladies. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
actually have to make a plan.
Yeah.
And that
we
gave
do.
me the opportunity to buy the equipment that I needed and to plan ahead for my future, because we all need to plan ahead. Now, I hope we're teaching our daughters, you want to plan ahead with your 401ks. That's very important. Learning about stock options is very important, but you have to be business savvy. So I just said, okay, I'm going to start this business, which I did with the photo booth, but honestly, I have other interests and then I decided, I launched that. I did so many events with nonprofits. I was doing 20 events during the holidays. So after I did the photo booth for many, and I still do it, by the way. I did a great event with Elise and Wynn last weekend. And so the photo booth is still going, so important. But then I also had a vision that I wanted to plan my own fashion show. So I was actually very lucky in 2015. I actually planned my very own fashion show. I had 7 designers, 27 models, and it was a huge hit. It was at the winery at Bull Run.
Oh, wow. So that was the first fashion show. You just decided to go for it, right?
I did. It wasn't just blood, sweat, and tears. It wasn't easy, but it was a lot of
I know. I can't even imagine, because I hosted a lot of events for a while, and they're a lot of work. So I really acknowledge you for just going in, and especially a fashion show. So
I was very
were you in that industry at all earlier?
I'm sorry?
Were you in that industry before you had kids?
I wasn't.
No, wow.
My life, and I said, I am going to do this. My mom had just died of brain cancer at the time, and I was able to connect with a charity that supported families affected by cancer. Okay. So they were very supportive, and I got so many people on board that had family members that also were affected by cancer. So we were able to basically get a lot of designers on board. I got 7, and then I got the winery at Bull Run on board, which it was amazing. And then I got lighting directors, I got a DJ, I did it all. And we had so much support, also radio support. And the fashion show actually made a mark. They said, you launched so many careers. I actually connected with photographers that had never been involved in fashion shows that I met at I actually also during that time decided to reach out, and at the time went to an event in Baltimore as a photographer that was doing a shoot, and it was just kind of like a freelance shoot that you pay to go to. And I met so many photographers there that were actually launching careers, came out to the fashion show and shot the fashion show and launched careers from there. I had people aspiring models that wanted to actually be models that I launched their careers. And you never know. You never know.
Right. Like that one thing, kind of launched your whole business plus so many other people's careers. That is truly amazing. Wow. And then not having a background in the fashion business, that you just went for it and really believed in yourself. Because I remember when I first started my wardrobe service, I was like, can I really do this? Like, that's really, wow. That's so great. That's so great. So then where did you go from there? Once you had that first fashion show?
So that kind of launched my Fashion of Nova DC in Maryland. So if you're on Facebook, please join the group. But it actually opened avenues for me to actually go to New York Fashion Week and to get involved with Arts for Autism. I produced 2 of their fashion shows. This past year, I actually was involved in a campaign for Robert Stolz, who's a European designer that does load and wear. It's more of a coat and overwear wear. Then Miriam Herdori asked me to help her launch her business at Leesburg Outlets, to be involved in that. So it's just like kind of snowballs. So my advice to all women, go for it. Just do your dreams, make life happen for you, because no one else can do it but you.
Right. So like, did you always really believe in yourself, or was there anything in the way, like, maybe I can't do this, or you just went for it? Like, that's it.
No, we always have obstacles in our life. There are going to be a lot of naysayers. There's going to be a lot of people who don't want you to be successful. There's going to be, including your ex-husbands, your ex-boyfriends, or girlfriends. That sometimes it's not that they don't want you to be successful, but there's always a little bit of, don't want you to be successful. So you always have to believe in yourself. You have to push through.
Yeah.
And you can never give up on yourself, because once you give up on yourself, other people will. You have to be your own cheerleader.
I totally get that. Yes. Well, you know, when you transform, sometimes people have a hard time because you become a different person than the one you used to be, right? And yeah, and then you're up to amazing things, and yeah, so I get that. So, all right, so what really inspired you was from your divorce. You know, you just said, I'm just going to go for, you know, I want to have my own business, and then the fashion show just was the start of everything. So how did you get into the wedding business?
So I've always also been an event planner. I've worked for many different companies along the way. And every time you work for someone or you do something different, you gain experience. Don't ever negate that, ladies. Like, always believe in yourself, and any experience you get is more education. So, I also know that I had to kind of, at the time, you got to get a job, you got to figure it out, right? You got to make an income, you got to support yourself and your children. So I always, I was very blessed. I always feel like sometimes we're blessed, but I also was very blessed and worked for different hotels. I got a lot of education working for a hotel chain. And then I went to a restaurant group and planned many events for them. And now I've been very lucky. So now I'm also director of sales at Blue Valley Vineyard and Winery. And just happened after COVID, there was this huge push for weddings. So I had done weddings previously, but recently I probably did over 25 weddings during COVID, after COVID. And there's been a huge, huge push in the wedding business.
Yeah.
So that kind of also now reinvented my love for weddings. So.
Wow. I love Blue Valley, by the way. It's one of my favorite vineyards. It's just gorgeous. So, and I always see your photos on Facebook and how amazing everything looks like. And what a gift to have a wedding planner, because, like, really to be on top of everything and see, knows, what to, needs to be put in. So.
Well, the sunsets, if you love sunsets, Blue Valley is where to go.
Oh my God. The view is
exceptional. One of the best.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Totally. Totally. So let's talk a little bit more about wedding trends for, during these COVID times. So, like, I'm sure 2020, all the weddings were canceled, and then they're all been rescheduled in 2021. And, how did you handle all that? Because you probably.
It was a lot. I'm not going to lie. It was a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, there were 15, and what the people don't understand, and I don't always think brides understand, it's not just what happens the day of, it's months and months of planning. It's also having your staff on board with you, because there's things that I can't do. Like, I can't physically move furniture. I can't physically do things, but I can help. And also takes months of floor plans and meeting with the caterer and meeting with the florist and meeting with that cake person that made this fabulous cake. So it's a team. It's always a team. When you see these amazing photos, it's a team. And so after you understand that.
Yes,
so
I understand too.
After 2020, when so many things were canceled, we call them COVID brides that expect a lot, and we do our best. But we have been very lucky at Blue Valley that we've made some spectacular couples happy. And the sunsets and the views of the Blue Ridge Mountains, actually, kind of Mother Nature kind of took care of that for us.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So, and that's all right. So you were saying, so I totally get that. Like, the bride wants her day to be perfect. And like, this was a kind of a crazy year transitioning into life again. Right. But I love what you said before, and I want you to talk a little bit more about the veils and the colors and like some of the trends of this year, and maybe what you'll see in next year, 2022.
So I would say the season started off with a little bit of the ball gowns, but as the season progressed, I will actually give you a little tip too on decor. I saw a lot of moon gates this year, lots of florals. I think florals took a hit, took us back, because I've seen a lot of flowers, because there was a time in 2020 flowers were hard to get, but after, not that we're after COVID, but I would say the COVID brides were really pushing a lot of florals. So that was very on trend. Lots of flowers, lots of color there. I think that's what took over. Yeah. And the gowns, again, I will say they're a little bit more fitted, lots of lace. I saw a lot of lace this year.
Oh, okay.
And I hear 2022, we're going to see pearls. Pearls are making.
Pearls. Okay. A lot of pearls in the gown.
Rhinestones this year. There was more lace and pearls next year.
Okay. So, and then what were you saying about the color?
I would say fall was all about burgundy. Everybody, all the bridesmaids was burgundy.
Okay.
A lot of gourds for decor. Gourds and pumpkins were back, and lots of candlelight. Candlelight was very in this year. Candlelight.
That sounds absolutely amazing. So do you bring the photo booth or not really? Like that's only not for weddings really, right?
We still get a lot of photo booths at weddings. Pictures will always be in trend. People love pictures.
Yeah.
Photo booths have never gone out of style. I think they thought they were, because my photo booth business, I've been going strong for about 10 years and it never goes out of style. Really? So people love pictures. I mean, photography, pictures, Instagram is still really hot.
Okay.
Moon gates were definitely back in 2021. If you don't know what a moon gate was, it was the round oval right in front of the ceremony, and moving the moon gate into the reception was also very repurposing where you take your florals from ceremony to reception was very in to repurpose things and not have to. And I will tell you another thing that I saw. Bridal bouquets. Bouquets were being used in the floral for the centerpieces, taking that bridal bouquet, cutting the stems, putting them in the center for the reception, and repurposing. Mm-hmm.
Wow, I never even thought of that. Wow, how different.
Saves you $90 per table. If you take, I mean, how much do you pay for a bouquet? If you're able to take that bouquet, repurpose it to reception, put it in the center of the table, you're not having to double pay.
Yeah.
Very in trend.
So would that be the bouquet that's kind of, you know, like the old, like I remember when I got married, it was the old fashioned bouquet with the handle like draping down. But I guess this is if it's a bouquet that's upright, right? You kind of
it's actually the bouquet that your bridesmaids carry. You can
got it.
Stems. They cut the stems after ceremony. You just need a little bit of cutting of the stems, and then they already have the vases ready to go, and they literally take that bouquet and put it right in the center of the table, because bridesmaids don't want to carry that the whole night.
Yes.
So it's a great way to save a little bit of money, and you know, why not repurposing?
Wow, I love that. I love the repurpose. So what were you saying about the veils? Do you think that'll be the long veils will be the trend again in 2022?
No, I will say I got a lot of long veils this year.
Okay.
That was definitely in, because out in wine country and also at the breweries, it blows in the wind. You get these fabulous photos, not over the face, but just behind. They were very in trend with lace. 2022, they're going to add some pearls, not just lace, but lace and pearls.
Oh my, wow. So do you ever do bridal fashion shows?
I'm hoping to. So we're hoping to have an open house at Blue Valley Vineyard and Winery in late January. Nice. And I want to bring in some fashion and do like a mini fashion show as well. So.
Right. That would be great. So I would love for you to tell everyone, what are the benefits of having a wedding planner? Because sometimes people, I know that, like, what is that though? Like do your own, what are they called? DIY wedding?
DIY, do it yourself.
Do it yourself weddings. Yeah.
Which is very true.
The bridal terminology, right? With the daughter getting married. But so
DIY is very in trend, especially on TikTok. And Pinterest, and there's tons of pictures. Anything you need to know. And I will say every wedding is different. Everyone has a different vision. DIY is great, but you also, when it's your day of, you can't do everything yourself, because as the bride, you have pictures. You're doing your hair, you're doing your makeup. Your family members also want to help, but you want them in your pictures. So how can you be enjoying the event if you're also having to set up the event? Exactly. And so I know there's a big push on TikTok, but you also have to live in reality, and you can't do everything. So the beauty of a wedding planner is they will make sure your day is what you vision, and they will look at all the little details and coordinate your timeline, talk to all your vendors, and you do a month out planning meeting with them. So everybody's on the same page. And that's what's so important about having a wedding coordinator, wedding planner, at least the day of, or if not 90 days out. I always suggest 90 days out is where you want to be, because then if they can incorporate your special day, and then you get to enjoy. Do you want to make cocktail hour? Do you want to be enjoying your day and be with your family or friends? Absolutely. And you can't do that if you have multiple hats. So,
so true.
Turn it over to your wedding planner, trust them. I will say what the most important thing is who you book as your wedding planner. Make sure that they reflect you. Make sure they understand your vision and that they can be your advocate.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. I love that. So how about for groomsmen and the grooms, the groom and like, what's the look? Do we, is there, I've seen all different kinds of
I
things.
will say it was all about those blue suits. I saw it in blue and brown suits. Also, I saw a lot of suspenders. So that was definitely on trend. I had a few tuxes this year, and I always love the classic tux, but I will say those blue suits were definitely back in fashion.
Yeah, so blue was the color, huh?
Lots of blue, and I love it. I think they look great. And you can wear it again. You actually have a suit for your groomsmen and the bridal party that are your groomsmen. They can wear their suits again.
Yeah.
You don't have to rent that. If you are going for the tux look, the bow tie was still hot this year. I saw a lot of bow ties with the tux. So.
I like a bow tie. I like more formal, but that's me,
I love it too.
Yeah, I love it. You only get married once, so well, maybe not.
Cheers to that one, okay?
Cheers to that, right? We know that, yeah. Well, so, and the last question I wanted to ask, so like the hot things about, like, my daughter's looking now, do you go to like a vineyard, or they have the barns, or the country club? It seems like the country club's easier because everything's done, but I would love your take on that.
So I think what happens is, it's like, how unique do you want to make your wedding? Mm-hmm. So if you want a unique wedding with lots of unique signage, that's big right now too. You can go on Etsy or Minted. You can customize your bar signs. Oh, wow. What's great about the vineyards is people really do enjoy the wine. Mm-hmm. So I will say that adds a very special touch is the wine, and the fact that you have these amazing views wherever you choose, and it's very authentic. Yeah. And I think there's this push for being original and authentic in your wedding. So there's a lot of customization at a winery or a brewery. I love the country clubs too. I will never say they're not gorgeous, because they have those amazing, immaculate grounds and the greens. I think it's just what's important to you. Is it the venue? Is it the food? Is it the wine? Mm-hmm. Is it the florals? What makes it unique to you? And that's what you have to do. It's your vision. It's your day. Make it unique to you. I will say at Blue Valley, the one thing I get is the views. We have the Blue Ridge Mountains in the background, the sunsets. It's unprecedented views. It is. But, and also it's the caterers, the food. It's all about your vendors. So everybody has to work together as a team. Yeah. And when you get that kind of that amazing team that all kind of works together, it all comes together, and it's just beautiful. And it's also, obviously it's your friends and your family. Like, they also make your day. So it's whatever your vision is, make it your own and just make it beautiful. So.
Yes. So Blue Valley, do you rent out the whole facility? And if you haven't been to Blue Valley and you're in the DC metro area, check it out. Or if you're, not in the area, come check it out. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. So would you rent the whole entire venue out, or is it just, I know they have an upstairs and different rooms.
It depends on the package, but there's like 3 different packages that you can choose from, which there's the vault package, there's the celebrations package, and then there's a panoramic package, not the pandemic package, but the panoramic package. It all depends on your guest count. During COVID, I was very able to kind of do a little bit more customary package and some micro weddings. We're kind of moving away from, I will say, a trend in 2022. We're kind of moving away from the micro weddings. That is something that was invented during COVID when you had a smaller guest count. But what I see the trend in 2022 is to bring that back, that bigger guest count.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I get that. It had to be small, and now, people are bringing, awesome. So, is there anything else you want to share, words of wisdom, like say a bride getting married or a mom listening right now, like anything that you would say, like, this is something you cannot skip over if you're planning a wedding?
Is being a mom during a wedding, be very supportive. Okay. I mean, and there always are things that aren't going to go perfect. That can happen. We all have this vision of the perfect wedding day. And if a little thing does go wrong, it's not the end of the world. It's like life, right? Not everything is perfect, but just kind of realize that we're all human and people make mistakes, but we do our best. Like, everybody does our best to make your day as perfect as possible. But if it doesn't go exactly according to maybe your vision, it's okay because nobody else notices. At the end of the day, nobody notices if there's a table that had a water pitcher on it, or nobody may notice that somebody walked out 2 seconds late. You know all the details, but not,
Right.
at the end of the day, as long
Exactly.
as the bride and groom are happy and your guests are happy, it's okay. Like you have to understand sometimes you might have something that didn't go quite perfect. I've had limousines not show up exactly on time,
Yeah.
or a guest show up late, or maybe a vendor showed up 10 minutes late, or a flower fell off the flower wall. It's okay.
Right, right. So what if it rains like that? Like I remember getting married and I had an outdoor wedding and it started to drizzle right before, and I could have used you to give me that talk. I kind of freaked out a little, but we got married outside in the drizzle. It wasn't like horrendous downpour, but what do you do in that situation? Or if someone doesn't, like, I don't want to have to go inside. I have,
Well, I've had everything happen. I mean,
yeah,
I've
I'm
had
sure.
hot weather where, the ceremony's outside. We can
Mhm.
accommodate you inside. You do have those where maybe it did start to drizzle.
Yeah.
You have someone, you always have to think ahead and
You
have some
do.
umbrellas ready to go.
Yes.
You made
Yeah.
the rain call and it's going to be outside, and unfortunately a storm rolled in at the last minute. Have some umbrellas ready to go.
Yeah.
That's, people will adjust. Your guests will be okay.
Exactly.
You have to, there's always a rain plan. You can adjust things,
Mhm.
but maybe something happened that you didn't know. I've had rental companies that were bringing champagne flutes that forgot the champagne flutes. Hey,
Yeah.
if we had to pour it in a wine glass, it's okay. But
Yeah.
they came back and brought them and we made it. But
Yes.
there are things sometimes because of COVID, and there were so many weddings during COVID, it was such a push that we had back to back to back to back weddings. And we want to make every person feel special. But if something, I don't know, I've had people drive up in the middle of a ceremony that wasn't supposed to drive up in the middle of a ceremony because they missed the bus or they missed the shuttle,
Oh, wow.
and they had to come up in an Uber. It happens,
Exactly.
you can't control everybody.
Exactly. That's such as life, right? Things happen, right? It's not perfect, right? But that's really great advice. I love that advice.
It gives
Really
people
great.
something to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So if someone wanted to get in touch with you, like, to be a wedding planner or, like for their wedding, or even in events, because I know I'm sure you do all kinds of different events. So do you have a website? Do you mostly go through Facebook? I will put that link there. What's the
So I
best
do have
way?
Instagram. I'm Linda on the Town on Instagram.
Linda on the Town. Okay.
You can always reach me, Linda's Gala Inc. at gmail.com, where I encompass everything. I do my photo booth, my fashion, and of course, wedding planning or event planning or marketing if you're doing a launch.
Yeah.
And on Facebook, I'm Linda KS. So I have a lot. And LinkedIn, I'm Linda Suter.
Okay, great. All right. Well, I'm going to put all those links if anybody wants to get in touch with you. And this was honestly, you're a true wealth of knowledge. Like I loved hearing about all the wedding trends and like your events and the fashion. Any fashion shows coming up in the near future? Did you?
Well, I am involved in Mr. DC 2022, which is going to be at MGM on December 11th.
Oh,
I'm going
how
to be a
cool.
media outlet. We've been promoting that. And so, gentlemen, if you're out there and you actually want to become Mr. DC 2022, you can reach out to me. And I'm excited to be at MGM on December. Oh, it's December 12th, not 11th, December 12th.
Yeah.
And they're going to be doing Mr. DC 2022.
So it could be any age or do they have to be married,
Absolutely.
single? Like what is the
So there's some models that have joined, and now also there's some people that are promoting more charity events. So they're promoting their charities because they want to get more involved with their charity, and it gives more PR to their charities, which is great. If you have a charity, or if you're just trying to break out in the model industry, it's a great way to get some pictures. And it's going to be at MGM. And Irene is involved in that, got me involved.
Oh, wow.
So I'm involved in Mr. DC 2022. Of course, I hope to attend New York Fashion Week again in 2022.
Oh, how fun. When is that?
February.
Oh, sounds great, Linda. You got a lot on your schedule. I love it. You're a lady up to big things in the world. Absolutely.
Well, I enjoy a lot of artistic people and meeting new folks.
Yeah.
So I will hope to see all of you in 2022 and enjoy your Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, thank you. And enjoy your Thanksgiving too. And cheers, everyone. I hope everyone has a safe, happy, healthy, joyous, fun Thanksgiving. And
I
really,
appreciate you having me on your show.
and thank
And
you so
you
much.
have been an inspiration to me as well.
Oh, well, thank you. And you've been an
Supporting women that
inspiration to
reinvent
me.
themselves.
Yeah, thank you. I remember, I'm just in closing, I went to one of Linda's fashion shows. It was amazing. It was on this rooftop in DC, and it was kind of under construction and really cool. And the models, the way you handled that whole thing, you were so calm.
Because
I
we
was
were
so
supposed to be
impressed.
on the lower level that day, but it was a hurricane. A hurricane came through. So we ended upstairs, and it was a very very unique, authentic space that was rustic and underdeveloped, but it worked perfect for a fashion show. So,
Oh, it was so great. I wouldn't have never known. See, I didn't know, right? You were so calm, and I didn't even know this. So,
and
yes,
your daughter was there too. So
she
your gorgeous
was. Now she's the bride to be. I'll have to introduce you to.
Yeah, I'm excited for your wedding. And
Yes, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So, but anyway, thank you so much. I really appreciate you and sharing all that you did and your beautiful story. So, have a great night, everyone. I think you're a little frozen, Linda. This is the world of Zoom, right? All right, everyone, have a great one. Happy Thanksgiving.